All right, a key component to building a healthy home that lasts is making sure that any moisture that gets behind your siding on your home dries out. And today we're going to show you how we installed this ZIP Rainscreen and how we vented it behind it to make sure that the air at the very bottom of this siding, down by the foundation, gets all the way up and out of our attic. It's a key component to keeping your home dry and making sure it dries out and lasts as long as it possibly can. So let's get started. All right, so what I got in front of me here is ZIP's Rainscreen product. It's been sitting around the job a little bit, so the siding's already done. It's not quite as black as it normally is, but this is what it looks like on the face of it. So it's made to where this goes directly against the green ZIP sheathing on your house, and it creates an air gap behind it. It's about a 1/4 inch air gap. You can kind of see the side view of this. And we've done some other videos on this you've probably seen. But what happens is this goes on, you put your ZIP sheathing on, this goes then on the surface of the wall against the ZIP, and now I have a spot for water to drain out the back. I also have a spot for air to move. So on the bottom of the wall, you have to put some bug screen on this to keep the bugs from getting up into this and staying in here, so we wrap bug screen over the top of that. Then we'll put our starter course on, and then we go up. But what happens once you get up the wall like this? I have a ledger here for my porch that's here, and then if you walk out here and look at the front of this house, you're gonna see up top, if you walk back further, that we have the wall continues straight up. So how do we get that siding that's right there on the front of the house to vent? We want to get the air moving from low to high and up and out. So, and you can see at the very top that this actually has Hardie's vented soffit on it, on the bottom of that flat soffit that's at the top of the lower edge of the roof right there. So air goes into that space up there and goes up into our vented attic. So what we had to do in order to get this air to move is we went ahead and installed what we normally would down here, put our bug screen on, put our siding all the way up, but before we went ahead and put on our top piece of siding and our trim at the top that you can see up here, we took our ledger, which was probably a 2x8 or a 2x6 of some kind. We ended up drilling holes in here. So let's say this is our ledger that's on the wall. What we ended up doing is we'll drill a 1/2 inch hole up in through this all the way through this ledger. So I now have a spot for the air to flow in here. And you got to imagine you have your rain screen out a 1/4 of an inch. So you're drilling somewhere right off of this area here. You don't want to damage your rain screen as you go through. But we'll drill that like you got to kind of calculate out the airflow, but every 6 to 12 inches we'll drill this thing out. So the ledger's nailed up, and now we got a spot for the air to transfer from here up into the next airspace. And then wherever these rafters tie in again on the top of the house, we're doing that again. So we're drilling that again, and then once they get past that, then they go up into the soffit. So we're having to drill at the bottom ledger on the bottom of the porch. We're going to drill the ledger where the rafters tie into the building, and then we're also drilling where the ledger is at for the soffits up top. And once we drill that last one on the soffits up top, then on these ones here, it will go where the vented soffits, it vents right up into the attic. But that's not the case on the front. So where you have your dormers, these are not vented. So you can see the dormers on the gable part of the dormer, there's no Hardie vented soffit at the top. So that area there, what we did was wherever we have our ledger that runs up at an angle, here we still drilled that, but then all that did was it got air into the soffit. So then we went inside the house, and then we had to drill back into that soffit space in order to get the air that was in the soffit to come back into our vented attic inside the house. This is all to keep this air at the bottom of the wall, go all the way up, and we got airflow moving through there and drying this cavity out so we don't have moisture building up behind our siding. All right, so that's how you vent ZIP's Rainscreen if you have ledgers from your porches or from your soffits that are in the way and you want to get that drying action from the very bottom of the wall all the way up to your vented attic. So hope you learned something. If you'd like more information about building a custom home an ADU or a whole house remodel, visit our website at freemansconstruction.com. If you'd like help with your real estate needs, either buying or selling your home or land, visit our real estate company's website at freemansrealty.com. Thanks again for watching.